Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Tug and this is your Spectrum Watch weekly video. This is a new series I'm doing where I bring you all the latest hot topics and responses from all of the CIG devs on the RSI website. This week is also going to include some extra nuggets in there to bring you all the latest information with patch 4.6, what's been released and how that's going, and also some little nice little nuggets from Reddit, which I think you might actually like. Right, without further ado, let's get into it. Right, first up we have the roadmap roundup post on January 14th by Niku on Spectrum, and he talks about how every 2 weeks they release a roadmap update with a brief explanation and to give you insight into some of the decision making and everything and all the efforts that they put through that they make to communicate everything to us. He's also given us a nice release view of 4.6 and what that will include initially. It talks about the cockpit light amplification, and there's going to be more on that later on, and how 4.6 will come with the lamp feature for most of the ships in the game currently, which allows you to essentially see or navigate in low light conditions, they say, or it's basically like night vision for ships. Then he's talking about then he mentions the clearing the air, server-wide or universe-wide or system-wide, he says, crisis/gameplay, which has players gathering and delivering resources, killing, recovering cargo, and defending ship missions, all to deliver medication to the people of Nevsky. That's called the Clearing the Air event. Then you have the new resource gathering missions as well. So they've implemented new mining missions and updated salvage missions as well. So watch out for that in the 4.6 patch when it comes out. They've also added the ship supply materials to the Kel2 shops. So now they'll have things like engineering essentials and tools and things like that, fuses, repair tools and repair ammo for the SRT repair, Cambio SRT repair tools and things like that. So watch out for that one. And they've also added new FPS weapons art refactor to the P4, the FS9, the P6, the Greycat Max Lift Tractor Beam, and also the Cambio SRT, and also the Ripper SMG and the Cure Life Paramed medical device. Right, next up, we've got the latest patch notes for the Wave 1 PTU 4.6 patch. These patch notes was released last night as of the recording of this video. You've got the new implementation, as I said, of the Aurora Gold standards. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you like have you had a chance to check out Wave 1 PTU? Do you have access to it? Let me know what you think of the Aurora Gold standard. Also the light amplification system, and also the mining and salvage missions as well, and then also the Alliance Aid event for Nevsky. And they've also done a number of stability and bug fixes as always. And one thing they haven't actually highlighted, which I think is really cool and really important, is the VR update. They've actually had a VR update as well. So in the new patch, you'll get some improvements and fixes for the implementation of VR. And you can see a list. I'll try and get the list up on the screen for you guys to have a look at what they've actually improved, which is various things here. OpenXR improvement, added FPS ADS offset selection for dominant eye, server crash fixes, better error handling, a number of things. I won't go through it and bore you to death. And then, as I said, a number of bug fixes in addition to all of that as well. Right, let's have a quick look at the release view card for 4.6. And all of these are still in tentative state because they haven't been finalized, or there's still some improvements that are yet to be made to them while they're in Wave 1 PTU testing. So we've got the cockpit light amplification system implementation for 4.6, which essentially, as I said, allows the vehicle's canopy to navigate through the verse in low light conditions. Next up, we've had a location update. As I said, the Kel2 ship supply kiosk has been updated to now have the engineering tools and essential provisions in there. Then there's been updates to missions and events. As I said, you've got the clearing the air missions in there now with the whole Levski Molina mold outbreak, which sees players having to go across Nix and Stanton on hauling, courier, resource gathering, kill ship, recover cargo, station escort, and defend ship missions as well. And they've also added the mining missions, or they're calling it the resource gathering missions now. So implementing an expanded list of missions to our resource gathering archetype: find, gather, and deliver raw or refined mineable ores or salvageable ship pieces for a variety of corporations, which is nice. And they've also added FPS weapons art refactor. Now, the one thing that I haven't added in here, which I'm going to go through next, is the gold standard Aurora Mark 1 implementation as well, improvement to that ship. So let's go into the next one. And next up, on the subject of the Aurora gold standard, Wikipedia has made a post on Sepctrum asking everyone to give their feedback on the new Aurora gold standard update. He mentioned Mark Gibson and John Crew are looking forward to reading your feedback. I'll put the link in the comments down below. There's already been some really good positive feedback already on that post, and that was from last night as of the recording of this video. And he says that they went through and updated the ship with new art, audio, physical components. They've done a balance pass, and they've also done some bug fixes to that ship as well. So if you do have Wave 1 PTU access, go in there, check it out, and then come back and give your feedback to the guys there. Right guys, finally we've had an update from CIG regarding crafting, which I actually thought was going to come in 4.6. However, there's going to be a tech preview now starting on Monday, January the 19th. And that's purely for Evo Carti as well. If you are part of the Evo Carti, it would be immensely helpful for everyone to let me know down in the comments below your thoughts about crafting once you've had a chance to test it next week. I'm not asking for specific details because you're under an NDA, just your feelings and your thoughts around the whole crafting experience. Right, so now we're going to get on to the main meat and potatoes of this video, is the whole Sepctrum. And finally, at the end, we're going to go through some of the Reddit responses as well. So a player has made a really good point, well, I think it was a really good point, about a handicap to mouse and keyboard players, where if you press and hold the free look button while you're moving, or just generally when you're pressing hold the free look button to have a look around left or right, it actually stops and doesn't allow you to use your mouse or your keyboard to move the ship. And he's making an argument that that is actually a handicap to mouse and keyboard players versus those with VR or money for VR, eye or head tracking hardware. And essentially he makes the point that he doesn't want to get any of the free eye tracking software, which requires a camera, because of the whole privacy intrusion thing. Now, I'm not here to make any comment or take a stance on that, as this is purely a gaming channel, and you guys let me know down in the comments. Quite happily to read your comments and respond down in the comments below regarding that. And we've actually had a response from Yogi Klat. And he starts off by saying, I remember this. He said that the specific change was sadly necessary to avoid certain other input related conflicts. And he agrees it's not ideal. However, in the short term, he won't be pushing for changing it because of the work that's currently being done for Squadron 42. And that's going through a control input polish and also some systemic changes. And that will eventually be ported over to Star Citizen when it's done. And what he'll do, he said, he's going to make a note of that change and try and potentially, I'm assuming, come up with a solution so mouse and keyboard players aren't handicapped versus the others with the VR and the head tracking and things like that. So I think that was a nice response, and it's interesting to see that he gave away some information regarding Squadron 42. So I'm just wondering how much work is actually being done to improve the polish and input controls for ships in Squadron 42, because we were told that it was going through a we were told it was all done, in fact, and it was just polishing that was left. And that was nearly 2 years ago now, in 2024 at CitizenCon. So take that as you will. Let me know in the comments what you think of that, but it's interesting. Right, next up, we've got a post regarding night vision on helmets. Now, as you know, we've just had the night vision lamp system implemented on certain ships, and he goes and makes the point, and I think it's a really good point, that wouldn't it be much simpler to have night vision on specific helmets? And it just meant one dev would cover all the use cases. So you can use night vision on your helmet rather than having implementing it on each ship, which is more work. And Zach Priest has actually responded to that. He said the intention is to get them on visors eventually, the lamp system he means, but it was decided to focus on cockpit and lamp first. Cockpit lamp first, he means, taking the scope shader and making it work for ships. The main reason was we didn't want people having to wear certain FPS helmets to get lamp for their ships, as well as having things like MFDs be blown out and various other tidbits. And a nice little nugget at the end, he says the intention is down the line to get the visor option. So again, visor lamp system coming to helmets, but I would imagine that would probably be purely for specific flight/combat helmets. And if you're wearing any other helmet, maybe like the flight suit helmets, maybe that won't have it. And if you're wearing a combat helmet, it might include it in there. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this response from Zach, and whether you want to see the lamp system implemented into the helmets or not, or do you think they should just keep it with ships only? But I would imagine if you're doing FPS, I mean, I know plenty of FPS games I've played in the past where they have, night vision implemented on in the game. So let me know in comments what you think about that from Zach. Next up, we have a post from Niku again regarding pricing surge. So this is a time-limited event, essentially saying that certain vendors in the verse in the game are actually offering higher than average prices on few commodities. So at Devlin Scrap and Salvage, if you take them a Miyoshi Plague, Atrusia Toxin, or Pitambu, you'll get the higher than average prices when you're selling them. Also at Brio's Breaker Yard, Thermal Foam and Tungsten. This is obviously a test, in-game test for economy, and whether and how that is affected if prices are increased, or if a number of specific items are increased over a small period of time. Now, I don't know many people that are going to be running this or even bother to do this, because obviously everyone, or most people, I don't want to say everyone, but most, there's a lot of duping going on with aUEC at the moment. Now, I don't know if they're going to be motivated to go and test this out. Maybe there was a better way to do this. I don't know at the moment. So if you think of a better way, let me know down in the comments what you think about this. But it's clearly a test for in-game economy and how that is all going to be handled in the future. Right, finally, we've got some interesting and cool little things happening on Reddit as well. We've had someone post saying fire extinguishers now provide thrust in 0G. So check this little video out I've got on screen here. I think that's quite cool. Now, I'm really looking forward to using this little system, this little hack, I guess you'd call it. And there's actually been a There's actually not a response. There isn't a response from CIG on this one, unfortunately, but I just thought it was something cool to show and let everyone know that you can actually use that to move across while you're EVAing in space, which is quite cool. Right, next up, we actually do have a response from CIG. So this is regarding an update for the Perseus and the Polaris. They've added, I think it's the Perseus, they've added some basketballs in the Perseus. And I do believe their intention is going to be to add basketballs in the Polaris as well. Because as you can see, we have the whole basketball net with the whole lighting on the floor, which is quite cool. And then someone's obviously taken the ball from the Perseus to the Polaris to go and play and try and dunk it. And we have had a response from Dan. He said that they found a nice balance where you can actually shoot and your ball doesn't bounce and fly off into some unreachable corner or roll forever, which I think is quite cool. And all you do, he's also said that you just hold left click to shoot. Right, let me know if you've tried this in game, if you've got the Perseus or the Polaris. If you've tried this in game yet, let me know what you think of it down below. Right guys, that's everything. If you like this kind of thing, this is a weekly show that I do. Let me know down in the comments below about any of the stuff that I've mentioned here. And if you like this kind of thing, please do consider subscribing, liking the video, because it really does help me out and it just shows me that you guys actually want this kind of thing going forward. Right guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Captain Turk out.